Hey everybody, welcome to That Comic Book Show.
Hi there. How's everybody doing?
And you are, Ron?
I am Ron. It even says so on the tag.
See, I know, isn't that cool? How you doing tonight?
Good.
Cool.
Is there a way to see how many viewers we have from this screen, or?
Yep, we have one viewer right now.
Cool.
Cool. And we got 4 people that have liked the show already too, which is really good.
Awesome.
So, that is definitely good. All right. So our topic tonight is our favorite
comics. Huh?
Our favorite comics ever.
Yes.
So cool. You want to go first?
No, you can go first.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah, I know the first one's going to be the same for both of us.
I don't know. It may be. I might surprise you. You never know.
Alrighty.
All right, cool. Give me 1 second here. I'll get it all up and we'll get it going. So we're gonna do a little screen share here, quick, guys. So it'll take just a second. Get the window up for you here. All right. So we're gonna move everybody over. So I kind of broke mine down by Marvel and DC, but I don't know that the images are going to be in that order, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right. I think the first book is the same for both of us. It's Micronaut.
Yeah.
That is probably my favorite Marvel series and probably my favorite series of all time, to be honest. So
it's hard, it's especially there are series that I think are way better written. There are series that have better art. There are series, but as far as just pure premise goes, and the way that it struck me at the time that it came out,
right?
The nostalgia factor has so much to do with it as well.
Yeah, I don't know that I would go as far as to say that there are shows with better art or books with better art. Golden, who is my all-time favorite comic book artist ever. So. Right. Especially this.
I was thinking more along the lines of when Broderick took over, and I wasn't as big of a fan of the Broderick stuff as I was the Michael Golden.
Yeah, probably the first 10 issues of this series are pretty hard to beat.
Yeah.
So they're pretty awesome. So anyway, that's my number one series there.
Okay.
So let me see here. I'll scroll through a few more and tell you as we go. One of my other favorite series, again, I picked 10, plus the favorite covers and stuff.
Oh, wait a minute. We could pick 10 series?
I told you that this morning.
I only picked 1.
10.
Oh, well, I will list off the rest of them, but I only sent pictures for 1.
Okay. All right. So but anyway, we'll go through. Who knows? We may have some more crossover. You never know. So Rom Space Knight was another one for me. It's just such a fun series. I had the toy as well. So that to me, I got the toy and I read the comic. I was like, oh man, this is as cool as it gets,
Well, the cool thing was because the toy had absolutely no story.
Yeah, none.
It was like, so you had a toy that was really cool,
right?
And I know I made up my own story for the toy.
Oh yeah.
But then you got to read the Marvel story for it, and it was like, oh, that's better than I made up.
Exactly. I think we need to go ahead and say we have 11 viewers right now, so thank you guys for joining us. One thing to keep in mind is that Ron and I are going to go through our books, and then when we're through, hold on 1 second, guys.
I'll do the song and dance while he's keeping his dogs out.
There you go. Sorry. The dogs are getting a little rambunctious, so.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
There you go. I'm back.
Huh?
I'm back.
Is that your way of saying shut up?
No, I'm just going to save everybody from having to hear either of us sing. So, so yeah, I mean, look at what was I saying?
We were talking about the toy and how the toy didn't have a story.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it had no story at all. I mean, that's what Marvel was brought on board for. I know what I was going to say. I was just going to tell everybody we're going to go through our stuff first. And then we're going to invite other people to come and join us as well to tell us about their favorite Marvel book and their favorite DC book. So later on, we'll send out the links if anybody wants. Just message me through Facebook and or Ron through Facebook, and we'll send you guys a link, and you can come join us and tell us your favorite Marvel book and your favorite DC book.
Don't message me. Message Brent.
Okay, message me.
Yeah, I don't have access to the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, so for DC, one of my favorite series was the new Teen Titans. George Perez, Marv Wolfman. If anybody's heard me talk on any of the shows or anything that we do, they know I love this series. So, hands down,
it was definitely a 50-issue story.
Oh yeah.
That had a beginning, a middle, and an end. It wrapped it up.
Yep.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was fantastic. Just fantastic. So anyway, there's that one. Then one of my favorite covers of all time is this. I love the Crisis on Infinite Earths cover by George Perez. I know there's great covers out there by awesome, great, fantastic artists, and I could have picked a Michael Golden cover, but for this one, for DC, is my favorite DC cover. I just love this story. Was so much fun. Because I was hip deep in collecting at this point in time.
Yeah,
and it was just, his work is so beautiful. You
could cram more characters into one panel.
Oh my God!
Yeah. And I think that was what he was trying to do. He was trying to break the record of how many characters can I put into one panel.
Right. We have a few comments. I didn't realize that my little scroller thing was over the top of it. Hey, Travis, thanks, man. Welcome, Mark Dattila. Thank you for joining us. I talked to him today. Appreciate it. Hey, Patrick Donovan, welcome. And then they're asking, Blood Oath tonight, Ron?
No, tonight is wine.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, tonight is wine.
Cool. And then Patrick Donovan, what do you look for in your cover art to favor more than any other? Oh my gosh. For me, it's the artist. It's a matter of the artist. And then, that's number one. And then probably number two would be content, which characters they're gonna show.
Yeah, for me, it's more of a which one creates a feeling for me.
Right.
And then which one I just look at the composition and, like you said, the content. So you'll see when in my favorite covers coming up, what I like.
Right.
As far as the Crisis, because of the pure visceral feeling that it gives you, it was the number 6 that was my favorite cover.
Yeah, the Supergirl.
The Supergirl cover, yeah. The one that has been redone so many times by so many different artists.
That's a great cover.
And it's kind of like the X-Men cover where Cyclops is leaving the X-Men.
Yep. That's a great cover too.
It leaves you with that feeling. You know exactly what you're going to get in that.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. The cover tells the story, which is good, or the biggest part of the story.
Yeah.
I've always felt the cover should be a movie poster for what's happening inside.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is I think with Crisis, again, it was one of the first DC crossovers that we ever got, like big, you know what I mean, like one miniseries that was set up as an event kind of thing.
Well, yeah, it was it was the event that really reset.
Yeah.
The first time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's why everything after that has been yet another crisis.
Yep, exactly. So, all right. Well, I'm going to scroll through my next one here, and I'll try to keep an eye on what's going on with the.
Okay.
Down here with the crud. Sorry. You can see me moving stuff. There you go. All right. One of my all-time favorite Marvel covers ever. So there is a story behind this book for me, for sure. So Micronauts number 19 was the first book that I actually bought, and my brother bought it for me because he and I were horsing around, and he's 13 years older than me. I was probably 13 or 14, I guess. I don't know, somewhere in that neighborhood. And we were horsing around playing sword fighting with some old sticks that we had outside. And he ended up coming around and hitting me really hard on the hand and like brought up a big whelp on my hand. And he felt so bad that he took me into town to buy me a comic to make me feel better.
So this is your guilt club.
This is it. Yeah. This I can actually pinpoint, because when I got this cover, I was just so the whole aspect of the small, tiny little superhero or heroes versus the giant man with the arm was, and then Bug looking as alien as he did in this with the transformation was so awesome.
Yeah.
But this was the book for me that I can actually say is what sparked on the notion of me becoming a collector, of knowing that I had to have them all. It was this one.
Yeah.
So anyway, love this cover.
This is the very first series, Micronauts, and we'll talk about it again when we get to my picks. But that is the very first series that I think I collected all of them.
Yeah, Defenders was that way for me, but man, this one, oh, this got me going. It's when that moment that you realize that, hey, I got to have all these. This is too good not to have them all. Alpha Flight. God, I love Alpha Flight too. I'm a big John Byrne fan as well. So when Alpha Flight showed up in X-Men, I was like, oh my God, who are these characters? And then when I found out they were getting their own book, I was like, yeah, I'm all about this. Especially being able to see characters from a different country. In the U.S., I was like so interested in everything that they did. I had to see it all.
The funniest part about the whole Alpha Flight is how much John Byrne did not like them.
Oh, yeah.
He created them just to be a 2-issue story in X-Men, as a team that could pair up against the X-Men pretty well, and the fans loved it so much that Marvel had to do a comic.
Yeah.
And Byrne didn't want to do it, and they said, well, we're going to do the comic with or without you. So Byrne said, okay, I'll do it.
Well, you can go and look the first 12 issues of Alpha Flight. He definitely had a story in mind, and he's even
But then he didn't have a story, but other people picked it up. I mean, I enjoyed most of the run. There were a couple of dead spots.
Yeah. I remember it was Byrne all the way up until they did that crossover with Al Milgrom and the guys on Hulk, and they swapped books.
Yeah.
That was too much fun. So anyway, great series, a lot of fun.
Yep. And great characters. I mean, the characters were just they were not your normal tropes.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Avengers 200. So this is my Avengers team right here. This is like the ultimate for me in regards to the Avengers and the storylines. Again, John Byrne artwork, I believe. Or no. George Perez.
Yeah.
Yeah, this because Byrne and Perez both did it. But this is the Perez stuff. This from probably about 190 all the way up to right past 200. There's such a great run of books in here, and this cover is fantastic, and then the story is amazing.
The last 4 years, going up to number 300, were John Buscema's final hurrah, because he did 4 years worth of art, and 300 was his last one.
Right. Yep, that's exactly right.
So Perez and Byrne on the first half. Man, the story with Wanda and Pietro going to Wondergar.
Oh yeah.
And is High Evolutionary their father?
Fantastic. Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh man, I think this is the one too where Thor leaves the Avengers in this issue, and he steps out on the porch and he starts swinging his hammer and he goes into the air and then it almost hits the Falcon as he's coming into land.
Yeah.
I can remember this book like nobody's business. So, all right.
Wasn't that the beginning of the Beast and Wonder Man team up? Because I always loved those two together.
They were always so much fun.
Yeah.
So here's another one too. X-Men 155 is great. It's the start of the Dark Phoenix storyline. Probably hands down one of the best storylines out there.
I can't deny that.
Yeah, but I just love Byrne. Again, this is John Byrne, at his best. He was just at his as far as I'm concerned, I think this is the peak of his career, to be absolutely honest. He was doing full backgrounds, not just, swatches of color. That's a dig, sorry. It's just beautiful work, and the story, it's Claremont and Byrne were the X-Men as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, moving on.
Yeah, nothing has been as good as that for me afterwards, and there really wasn't anything that good before. I enjoyed the Neil Adams run with Roy Thomas. but I didn't enjoy a whole lot before
that. Sorry, Weston Harris says, "Woohoo! The Toys R Us shopping spree." So true, so true. So yeah, man, it was just great stuff. So next up for me, the Defenders, one of my favorite teams at Marvel. This is a Michael Golden cover, and this is the I think it's the story of the six-fingered hand when Hellcat becomes an actual Hellcat from hell.
Yeah.
God, this cover is absolutely gorgeous. Just look at that. Just drink it in. So anyways,
Patsy Greer is one of those characters that has morphed so many times.
Oh yeah.
You know, or Patsy Walker.
Yeah.
Patsy Greer.
No, Patsy Walker. You're thinking of Greer Grant Nelson, who is a Tigra.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Patsy Walker is just. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, one of my favorite series. This is actually the first series that I collected where I got all of the issues for that series.
Cool.
So yeah.
My favorite storyline in the Defenders was the crossover with the Avengers.
Oh, that was good too. They also introduced the character Dollar Bill.
Yeah. And I loved the Defenders when Gargoyle was part of it. Gargoyle as a character.
Isaac Christensen. I'm really surprised they haven't brought that character back, to be honest, because it could be a really cool horror book.
Yeah.
So, all right. Firestorm, The Fury of Firestorm, The Nuclear Man by Pat Broderick.
Yep.
Man, I was again, right in that heyday of collecting comics in the 80s, and this book came out, and I just loved this cover. I just thought it was so cool, with the ghosted images in the background and stuff. And then I picked it up and read it and just fell in love with the character. Just so much fun.
Such an overpowered character.
Yes.
That because of what he was with Stein and Ronnie, always battling in there, never really got too overpowered.
Yep. Hey, Manny, welcome, man. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Manny, it was good seeing you in the store today. Thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's so overpowered, but just, the way they handled him too, like they kind of took his power and just made him a little, by Ronnie not really knowing the nuclear makeup of things.
Yeah.
And I loved his
and always hating the Dr. Stein being the authority figure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I loved his weakness that he could not affect anything organic.
Yeah.
Because there's one villain they have called Rawhide who uses a rawhide rope. Ronnie cannot affect that rope at all, no matter what he does, because it's organic material.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Anyway, I love this cover. It's so much fun. Hellboy, Seed of Destruction, book 1. This is actually the trade paperback cover. Man, I love Mignola stuff. I actually met him at San Diego Comic-Con quite a few times. But the first time he was selling his hardcover Art of Hellboy book, and I got one from him and he signed it for me.
Cool.
So I just love the premise of the supernatural detective. It was so original. Nobody had done anything like this in so long. And then, Mignola's art on top of it. How could it get better?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mignola, if you go back and look at like Cosmic Odyssey for DC, he did the art for that. Man, that was gorgeous.
Oh man, yeah, it was. And there's a really great story that he did too. I think it's in what was that Marvel, the epic book that they did? Why am I drawing a blank? Not Marvel Comics Presents, but it was the Prestige format one.
Just epic? No.
Black Widow. Remember that Black Widow and Iron Maiden story that was in there?
Yeah.
Anyway, not Marvel Illustrated. What wasn't it? Was it?
It wasn't Marvel Fanfare, was it?
That was it. Fanfare. Yeah. So there's a story that Mignola did in Fanfare that features Submariner, where he ends up going back in time under the sea, and he basically teams up or falls in love with this female pirate, and it's this whole story, little like 8, 10, 12-page story or something like that, of their adventures that they have until something happens and he sails back through this green mist and winds up back in modern day, and he's at the shipwreck where her ship is undersea, and you see her bones laying there on the deck of the ship.
Oh,
it's great, and it's all Mignola art too, which is awesome.
That's and that Mignola is actually the one that did the Rocket Raccoon Rocket Raccoon miniseries.
That's right, and that's a great miniseries too.
Yeah.
They actually just pulled Blackjack the rabbit, who's the Jackson rabbit.
Yeah,
Human Guardians now too. That just happened recently.
That's because Al Ewing will go mine those old stories.
Oh yeah. And if you think Rocket's something, wait till you see Blackjack.
Yep.
All right, moving on. So, Legion of Superheroes. This book. So I've loved Legion for a long time, and I've gone back and read a lot. This book right here is one of the first Legion books I ever picked up and started to actually read and follow the story. And this is the beginning of the Great Darkness Saga.
Yep. I don't know why I forgot all about the Great Darkness Saga during the...
I saw that. Oh, because then you thought about it immediately.
Yeah.
Right?
There's so many good stories out there.
Oh, I know. There are.
This one, Great Darkness Saga, if you really want to get at the essence of who and what Darkseid is.
Yep, exactly. So anyway, this started that storyline off. It's all Keith Geffen artwork as well too, which is it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful book. The whole saga, and we had a list like what were our favorite storylines. Well, for DC, for me, it's Great Darkness Saga.
Yeah.
I could have picked Crisis or whatever, but this story in particular, like you said, it just the way that they use characters and they use the genes of the former superheroes and stuff. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant. So that's my pick for best storyline at DC.
Yep.
Then I'm back to Micronauts again.
Cool.
So that's it for me. I've got my other favorites too. Like we had the little what's your favorite series? We did Micronauts. Favorite storyline was Dark Phoenix for Marvel and Great Darkness Saga here. Favorite covers was Micronauts number 19, which is the bug cover, and then Crisis on Infinite Earths number 1. And then my favorite single issue, which I did not put in here, for Marvel is Avengers Annual 10, which is By Friends Betrayed. It's the first appearance of Rogue, and it's the betrayal of Miss Marvel by the X-Men, and just great. And then for DC, it's Teen Titans number 26, which is the Runaway storyline. It's just a great story. So that's it for me.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, I didn't fully understand what we were doing, so I don't have nearly as many pictures as you do.
All good. Hold on here. I'm trying to see what's going on. I may have to stop sharing and start sharing again. Let's see here. All right. So let me try it one more time. We're learning all this, guys. It'll take a minute. There we go.
All right. So this one, I guess we'll start off with my favorite DC cover. And what I was talking about earlier was either a visceral feeling or the composition. And to me, this was a composition one by Neil Adams. It was just such a gorgeous cover that just epitomized what the Joker and the Batman were.
Yeah.
I loved having the Joker so much larger than the Batman. The Joker, looming over the city because he's omnipresent in the city. And so it was, to me, that's the cover that stood out to me over time.
Now,
there are other DC covers that I really like. Like I said, the Supergirl cover of Crisis, loads of other Batman covers. But this is the one that just kind of jumps out. Some of the other Neil Adams covers on Green Lantern and Green Arrow also.
Yeah, so this is Neil Adams cover too, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Brian was asking, so I put his in there. So, all right, you ready to move?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, my favorite Marvel cover. Once again, so many other covers to choose from. I love, most of the Jack Kirby Fantastic Four covers. They're just, so awesome. But this is another one that just you can almost feel the impact about to happen.
Oh yeah.
And just having Bifrost there, and Thor, who is a god, actually leaning back, showing Silver Surfer's power.
Yep.
Yeah, I just, it's one of those. They made a statue out of this too, or at least the Thor part. I wish they would have done a Silver Surfer part to go with.
Man, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great cover.
John Buscema.
Yep. Dun, dun, dun.
Favorite series. This is actually the first appearance of Captain
Adam
Universe.
or Universe, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, this was Micronauts, like you said. It was a science fiction story that was, we could get the rest of this story so much quicker than we could get Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Into that. You can see the similarities there. But they just, Bill Mantlo did, he did the first, no, who wrote? Was it Bill Mantlo?
Yeah, it was Mantlo.
He just did such a great job. This is another toy line that had absolutely no story going behind it. And Bill Mantlo did such a wonderful job of just building this world, this universe, or the microverse, to the point that Marvel still uses the microverse today.
Oh, yeah. And do you know that when they did this series and they picked Mantlo and they picked Golden to do it, that they gave each of them a full set of all the toys and said, here, take these home and see what you can come up with.
Yeah.
Which I thought was awesome.
Yep, play with them and make your story.
Yep, exactly. So I've always loved this cover too. There's so many any of the Golden covers, like the first 10 issues all have Golden covers, I think. And then we get them again, starting with issues like 19 through 24 or 5, I think.
Yep.
Just beautiful stuff. So
this was the one that I put in there just to say my favorite series. And
right.
These two are the reason why it's my favorite series.
Oh, yeah.
Bug and Acroyer, the way that they interacted and just the characters themselves.
Yep.
Bug has gone on because that was a Marvel creation. Bug went on to join the Guardians of the Galaxy for a little while, and he's still out there. Acroyer was part of the toy line, so Marvel didn't get to keep him. But the design on Acroyer was just perfect. This is the Marvel mini poster, and I think Kelly Jones did the art on this. I'm not sure.
Yep, I think so. I think you're right.
But
Juice and
Joe, a little bitty tiny picture on my computer. So,
okay.
But yeah, it's Kelly Jones got his, started doing his work in Kelly and Micronauts too.
Oh yeah. So. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay, my all-time favorite miniseries. If anybody follows my personal Facebook page, which I only suggest you do if you want to get a lot of politics, everybody knows that I'm pretty political. And this story for me just epitomized a lot of everything that's wrong with society today.
Yep.
I also have another soft spot for it because when my youngest girl, Taylor, she was like maybe 11 or 12, we watched the movie. And then we stayed up after watching the movie till almost 3 o'clock in the morning, just talking about governments and politics.
Wow.
And so that was the first time that we actually, maybe she was 13, but I mean, she was pretty young. And we just had a real adult conversation about government and politics and the role that it plays and what it should play and what it is playing, and things like that. And I just, I remember that night over and over and over.
That's cool. Remember.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, my all-time favorite Marvel storyline, and it was close. I mean, I love the Daredevil storyline from Frank Miller. There are other storylines, the the coming of Galactus and
Mhm.
Fantastic Four. Some of the storylines that you mentioned earlier, the Avengers Defenders, the
Right.
Kree Role War, I really liked. The Mantis story, I really liked. But to me, the one that captured me, and just because of its longevity, he started his run on issue number 337 here, and it went all the way through 382, I think was the final story that he did. And
Wow.
he did the artwork all the way up through 367. He did the story and art. And
Yep.
then the last bit, Sal Buscema drew it, but he drew it in a very Walt Simonson style.
Very cool. Hey,
But,
Carrie. Hey.
Huh?
We have a comment from Carrie, Facebook user Carrie.
Uh-huh.
These guys are great. Thank you, sir. We really do appreciate that.
Thank you.
Just a reminder to folks, too, we are streaming on 5 different locations. We're at our Keller page, Fort Worth page, our Collected Your Comic Headquarters group, DFW Comic Book Fans, and live on our YouTube page as well.
Yes. And if you don't mind, while we're talking about it, the YouTube page is mycomiccon.com, right? Or
we don't have an assigned page, but you can go search My Comic Con.
Okay.
And we'll put the link in here a little bit later. I'll find it.
So if you don't mind, go over there and subscribe. We'll be doing a lot of content over on that page. I've got a show coming up called Comics on the Rocks that we'll be doing over there. Brent has one called The Comic Machine, I think.
That is right.
So we'll be doing different shows that we'll be doing over there, just talking about the thing that we love and we're passionate about. But anyway, back to Thor, which I love and I'm passionate about. This is the run that introduced Beta Ray Bill as a character. It's the run that introduced the Frog Thor. So
Throg, everybody calls him.
Yep, Throg.
Hey,
Who's still around?
I dropped a YouTube into the YouTube page.
Okay, cool.
If
you don't mind, go over there, like it, and subscribe to it. We would appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
But yeah, and so it's also the one that introduced Malekith as a character. So many of the things that if all you know about Thor is what you've watched on the movies.
Right.
The first movie was basically the Kirby stuff. The second movie, I can't quite figure out. It was some of this, but the third movie was definitely Simonson stuff.
Yeah.
The third movie was Planet Hulk, wasn't it?
Ragnarok was third. Second was the
second movie is this one, because the second movie is the one that had Hela and Malekith in it.
Hela was in the last Thor movie, Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, second was Malekith and the Ether.
Okay, yes, okay.
We've been watching them all in order.
Yeah, I'm having trouble putting them together right now. So anyway, so many of those concepts came from this run right here.
Oh yeah.
And it's the one that built up to the big Ragnarok with Surtur, coming to finish off Asgard. It was just a big epic Wagnerian opera, basically.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's great. It's such a good story. The other cool thing too is that
4 years long. So you're looking at 48 issues, of telling a story, which anymore is really hard for anybody to stay on a book for 48 issues.
Definitely. And for those that may not know, Walt Simonson's signature is at the bottom of this cover, and he signs it like a dinosaur, like a stegosaurus.
Yep. You know who does that now?
Brontosaurus, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stegman does that now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, Ryan Stegman signs it as a stegosaur. So I didn't put the images in there, but there's 2 books that are my favorite one-shot books of all times.
Okay.
The first one is the Marvel 2-in-1 Annual,
right.
Where the Thing fights for the world, basically.
Yeah.
It's against an eternal champion, which is one of the Eternal, not the Eternals. What are they called?
Celestials?
No, the Game Master,
they're the Elders of the Universe.
The Elders of the Universe, yes. So the champion is one of those, and basically he is the champion because he's beaten everybody.
Right.
And so, he's beating Grimm, over and over and over. And but what happens is that Ben just keeps on getting back up, and the champion says, "Please stay down. You're beaten." And Ben Grimm says, "No, I'm not beaten. I'm not going to let you take over the world." And he gets back up, and it was just such a say hello to my dogs.
Yeah.
But it was just such an awesome story. And then the other one is The Boy Who Collected Spider-Man.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, if you remember that one, which was kind of a third world, or not, it broke down the wall, in between.
Right, third wall.
Third wall. But yeah, those two are, if I was going to pick just a one-shot story within a series, that just totally blew me away. And the sad part is I can't tell you who either of those writers are.
Right.
Cool.
Hey, James.
But this leaves out, more recent stuff. God Country by Donny Cates.
Yeah.
Man, that book was so good. And especially if you have any kind of a relationship with your father at all. And it didn't hit me that way, but so many other people told me that it hit them.
Right.
Because I didn't know who my father was. So I didn't have that kind of relationship. But I could read that and see, this was Donnie's love letter to his father. It had to, such a good story.
Real quick, I wanted to mention something real fast. If anybody who's watching wants to share their favorite Marvel and DC with us, please go ahead and shoot me a message on Facebook. Just private message me, and I can send you a link, and we'll get you in here, and you can tell us about your favorite books.
Otherwise, you keep on hearing us talk about ours.
All right.
The other story that was really great and a long storyline too was Alan Moore's Swamp Thing.
Yeah, that's true.
It was and Watchmen, of course. Watchmen is one of those that I think everybody has to read it. I'm going back right now and rereading. I have it right here. Supreme Power.
Yeah. Because
this was Michael Straczynski's run on Squadron Supreme, basically.
Right. It's a good take, but I mean, honestly, I prefer the original Squadron Supreme.
Really? I remember really liking Straczynski's, and after seeing Brightburn, I really wanted to go back and read this.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good miniseries out there, especially when you mentioned Squadron. That made me think that was a 12-issue maxi series that Marvel did, and that was a lot of fun.
That was and then what they did continuing over, I guess they first appeared in Avengers 67, I think.
Yeah.
68. And just their whole story, they started out as, Marvel's version of the Justice League, but became so much more.
Yeah. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if you buy the original Squadron Supreme graphic novel first printing, it has Mark Grunwald, because he died. That was his opus.
Yeah.
I think some of his ashes were scattered into the ink of that book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, seriously.
Cool. That's kind of like the Marvel Super Special #1 where Kiss's blood was in the ink.
Right.
So, but yeah, with Squadron, the other thing that I think is great about Squadron is because Marvel did such a good Justice League story that when DC came back around and did their Forever Evil storyline, they basically picked up the Squadron story.
Oh, yeah.
Made them into the Injustice League.
Well, there's a funny story too, because at the time that I think the Squadron Supreme got created, that was Roy Thomas was the one who was involved in that, and he was at Marvel, and then he had friends that were over at DC, and what they were doing is he created, basically a version of the Justice League at Marvel, which is Squadron. and they created a version of the Avengers over at DC, and I can't remember which characters they were.
I think it was the Extremists, wasn't it?
It may have been, and that's how they crossed over and told those stories.
Yeah.
And we're able to do it. It was a lot of fun, man. Listen to Roy talk about some of that stuff's amazing.
Yep.
A lot of fun stuff. So, well, guys, anybody want to join us on here? Come on, send me a request. I'll get you in here, and we can talk with you about some favorite stuff. Teen Titans, like I said.
Teen Titans, I love the George Perez, Mark Wolfman run.
Oh yeah, two favorite storylines. The origin of Starfire, the Blackfire story, was great. And then the Brother Blood storyline too was excellent.
And I enjoyed the Hive story that actually gave us Nightwing.
Yeah, it was good.
And we're both for leaving out the Judas contract story.
Oh well, I mean that's a given. I mean that was issue number 1 and doesn't end until 5 years later.
Yeah.
Something like that. It takes forever, but it's such a great story. And as you guys can see, I have my Micronauts background up here, backdrop.
Yeah, next week I'll have my green screen up. I feel left out here.
Yeah, right. Then you get to make all kinds of cool graphics to put back there if you want. Yep. It's pretty awesome. Hey, Santino.
Dark Avengers was good too. Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Avengers, great.
Secret Warriors.
Yeah.
Secret Warriors when Fury, got the guys together to go off and do one last thing and kind of lied to them about what they were doing.
Oh yeah. Santino, if you want to come join us on camera, man, let me know. I'll shoot you a link. But yeah, I'm trying to think of some other there's just so many good storylines that are out there.
I lend a lot towards the alternate or the non-Marvel and DC. Huck was a great story.
Oh yeah.
By Mark Millar. That was, and then, I need to go back and reread it, but Magic Order.
Yeah.
I wish that would hurry up and come out again.
Oh man, that was fantastic. I'll tell you another really good DC story was Golden Age.
Yes.
That is great. I mean, I was so blown away by the reveal at the end of that. I was like, wow, that was so
good. That was Jeff Johns, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Jeff Johns, I loved his whole run on Justice Society.
Yeah. Oh, and let's not forget Starman.
No. Oh yeah.
That man.
Tony Harris art, man, that thing. See, that's one that I never got to finish, and it pisses me off that they won't put it into print.
Yeah, I agree. I'll tell you another series that they won't put into print that I loved, which was All-Star Squadron. I'm a huge fan of the World War II storylines and stuff, and that was a great series.
Do you want to reread it?
I'd love to.
I won't put it up in auction this week then.
Yeah.
I have a full run of it.
It's awesome. That is so cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's I've got a full run. I think it was like 57 issues or something.
Wow.
And both annuals.
That's awesome. That's such a great. I love that series so much. Oh my god.
I want it to you if you keep it in good shape and give it back for me.
Of course. Of course. That's too cool. That is way too cool. Other stuff too that were honorable mentions for me, I think, would be Crystar the Crystal Warrior. It's a stupid 12-issue series, but as a kid, I just ate it up. I loved it so much.
Are there new Sectar toys out?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there are.
I just saw those on Facebook, and that's another series because it was based on toys,
That's my honorable mention too.
Yeah, we had Steve Scroce in the store at Heroes, and he was the artist on Sectors.
Nice.
So I did that, and then I have remember that banner, the butcher paper that I had all the artists drawing on. Keith Wilson did a really kick-ass Sectars Warrior on that.
Nice, very cool. Well, one Facebook user said All-Star Squadron was awesome. So
yes, and they like crystal people.
Yes, that's awesome.
Who did that cover?
Which one?
Bob Larkin, I think.
Number 1?
Yeah.
I think you're right. I mean,
Golden, early painted cover, huh?
Yeah, Golden picked up after issue 2 or 3 and did all the rest of them through 12.
Yeah, but it was an early painted cover, and I want to say it was either Bob Larkin, because he did all of the Marvel magazine covers.
Right. If I'm not mistaken, I think that they use that cover as a toy art as well.
Yeah.
Let's terrify children by making tarantula toys. I love it. I love it. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. Sectars, Crystar, just all that kind of stuff.
Warriors.
Yeah. Oh, back to Sectars. You asked about the toy figures.
Yeah.
So what happened is the people who created Sectars originally the rights have reverted back to them. So now the original creators are involved in the creation of a brand new comic book series that's in the works.
Oh, cool.
Yep. And they created brand new, toys, like limited edition toys.
Yeah, they're 4-inch figures, and they're like fully articulated, and man, the sculpts on them are gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was like, is this real?
If you go into Facebook and go to the groups and type in Sectars, there's a Sectars group that all the members, I'm one of the members and admins on it. All the members that are in the development of the new series and the new toys are all in there.
Cool.
So you can go chat with them live. It's pretty cool. So fun stuff,
Yeah.
Trying to think of some other. DC. Some other honorable mentions at DC. Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
The Ted Kord series. Blue Devil.
Those were fun. Kingdom Come for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Kingdom Come was an awesome story, and the Marvel version, Marvels, was an awesome.
Yeah, that was great too. They did some really good. Kingdom Come was awesome just because of the older heroes, and we got to see new versions of those characters, and I'll tell you what's really funny too. If you go and look at the Marvel series, he did a version. Alex Ross did a version of the Micronauts in that.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah, you haven't seen it?
Look at that again.
Yeah, you got to check it out. He did the robots. He did a very Sergeant Pepper's kind of take on them.
Yeah.
So the robots are really kind of 10 men and that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's cool.
He didn't do it to the point where they could get in trouble for copyright.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Cool.
It's really fun though. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes from Kingdom Come though is at the restaurant at the end of the series.
Yeah.
When they're at Planet Heroes or whatever, and Robin's waiting on them, and Bruce and Wonder Woman and Superman are there. That just that dialogue right there was. Really
I know, it's a great series, man. It's a lot of fun. It's so funny when you start trying to pin down what are your favorites and stuff, where you just you blank out at a certain point and go, which other one can I talk about? Yeah.
I think it's interesting. Neither of us picked a Spider-Man story.
That's true.
Other than the boy who collected Spider-Man. But as much as I like Spider-Man, and I do, there just wasn't that run or that series.
Right.
The closest one for me would be the one where Kraven takes over. What was that one? Was it called The Hunter, or where Kraven takes over Spider-Man?
Yeah.
What was that story called? Kraven's Last Hunt.
Oh yeah, Kraven's Last Hunt. Duh.
That to me is probably my favorite Spider-Man story.
Nice. Hold on, I'm going to see if Santino can join us real quick.
Okay, and then somebody else just asked the first comic that you guys got into, and for Brent and I, it's the same comic. It's Micronauts.
Oh yeah, hands down.
And it's funny that we met in I guess I was in my late 20s, early 30s. You're younger than I am.
I was 17, 18.
but we both loved that series.
Oh yeah,
we out over that. So
yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's funny. No, I think I know I'd started my first store when I was 19, and that was in Waco at 4Color. And I think I probably met you when I was probably 20 or 20, I think.
Yeah.
BIA started right after that, right?
Yeah, because I've had my store for about 5 years at that point.
Yeah. So what were you? You were like 25 or 26, I guess. right in that time. So yeah, we met in our early 20s, and because we kept coming to the groups and like up here to Dallas all the time and everything. And I remember I was 19 when we got that first store started. So wow, it's been a long, wild ride.
Spider-Man with the Spot and Kingpin. Was that was that a spectacular Spider-Man or was that a regular Spider-Man?
I remember the Spot. He had the white costume with the black dots all over. Remember that?
I think that was spectacular Spider-Man.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I've invited Santino. Hopefully he can join us. I sent it through his Facebook Messenger. So
yeah.
So Santino, look at your Messenger. I sent it that way. That's the easiest way for me to get it in there. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, the Micronauts and the X-Men.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was a great miniseries. That series was awesome.
Yeah. So that must be who just bought that from us?
I'm not sure.
One of your customers.
Was it Michael? Hey, there's Santino. Hold on.
Dude, yeah. Hey, Santino. I like the man in the background.
Santino, hold on. How you doing, man? Can you hear us? How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
I can hear you just fine. Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. So tell me, man, what your favorite Marvel series?
You know what first got me into comics was well, it's not what first got me into comics, but the first memorable Spider-Man story that I remember was the McFarlane run that he did with Wolverine, Wendigo in it.
Oh yeah,
that's Spider-Man.
Number 9 through 13.
Do you remember what the name of that storyline was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the title of that, but I know which one it was in his Spider-Man series.
Yeah.
His Spider-Man series. Yeah, that was a great run. So what about your favorite DC?
Because wasn't like Wendigo accused of murder and like Wolverine showed up to try to...
Favorite DC?
Oh, DC, definitely The Long Halloween.
Oh, nice.
You know, okay, I feel bad. We left out all of the Tim said. Okay, I feel bad. We left out.
Hey, can you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A Dark Victory.
Yeah.
I love the Godfather aspects in the Long Halloween.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Even like the first panel, Bruce Wayne was, I believe in Gotham City. And that's what Bonacera said in Godfather 1. I believe in America.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is cool.
And then even in the second one, the sister, Holiday, the Holiday Killer, his sister, was Sophia Carmine or...
Yeah.
Falcone, Sophia Falcone.
Oh, yeah.
She was all just quoting Godfather through that whole thing.
Yeah, you know Jeff Loeb's a big Godfather fan.
So that really, I really like those two just because of the incorporation into the Mafia movies.
Very nice. So Bill Crawford asked about the Black Orchid short series that was excellent.
You know, I left out any Neil Gaiman book. You know, I'm a Neil Gaiman fan.
You had him in your store.
Yeah.
You had him in your store.
But the 4 issue books in the series that was long before J.K. Rowling ever did Harry Potter. Potter. That Black Orchid. That's ecological hero, anti-hero. Ecological hero, anti-hero. Long before A.K. Rowling ever did Harry Potter.
I also feel that I was late to reading The Goon in Hell.
Yeah, Goon was good. Eric Powell. Yeah, Goon was good. Eric Powell.
Yeah, it was fun. Goon was really awesome.
So Goon and Hellboy, I think those are my first introduction into, like, I guess you want to call it the independent publishers.
Yeah.
So, but I was definitely late to those. I was too busy reading Batman.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Not at all. Cool. Some good stuff, man.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Not at all. Cool. Some good stuff, man. Awesome. Well, Santino, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
Yep, we've got about 4 minutes left.
How do you feel about the Clone Wars series?
Awesome. Well, Santino, thanks for...
Yep, we've got about 4. Clone War was pretty good. I enjoyed the first Clone War series and then got really frustrated the way that they just kept on bringing the story back and back and back, you know, and it kind of ruined the first series for me. But that first series was really good. And back and back. They kind of ruined the first series for me. That first series was really good.
Have you seen the new one on Disney Plus at all?
Is there a new Spider-Man clone story? Evidently, I haven't. Is there a new Spider-Man?
All right.
I think we lost Santino.
I think we may have.
So that's why I was late tonight. I was just watching the latest episode of Clone Wars, and it was phenomenal.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
I think we have.
We'll have to check it out for sure. All right. Well, Santino, thanks for joining us, man. Hopefully you can
cool.
back in. Very cool. We'll have to check it out for sure.
We had one more person say, was there a
All right. Well, Santino, thanks for joining us, man.
The one that I think kept me into comics, I had the stores, but I'd kind of gotten burned out on a lot of comics, and then it was Neil Gaiman with Sandman. It just got me excited about it.
Yeah.
And, okay, here's another story we never even brought up. Bone, Jeff Smith.
Oh, God. Yeah, I forgot all about Bone. There's just so much good stuff out there.
Huh?
We could do a whole series of just our favorite stuff, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, for Sandman, it just got me re-excited about what you can do with comics. You know? Yeah. And then at that point, I think everybody, when Neil was doing that, all of the writers elevated their game, and just everybody started writing more.
Oh yeah.
You know,
we didn't even touch on like Strangers in Paradise.
Oh yeah.
You know, Rachel Risey.
Yep.
Which I mean, man, oh my God, I love that series. Tales from Harrow County.
Yeah, with Cullen Budd, man.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't get into any of. Maybe we should do it next time. We should do anything pre-'80s.
Yeah.
And then 80s to 2000, and then after 2000.
Right. Exactly. So.
Yeah, there's just so much. I do want to plug real quick that we've started a graphic novel club at Collected.
Yep.
The first book up is going to be We Can Never Go Home by our good friend Matthew Rosenberg. It was his first creator-owned project. You probably know Matthew because he's writing Punisher and well, he's writing all kinds of titles right now.
Cool.
But he wrote the Punisher War Machine story, which I loved that story. But he's going to join us on the conversation that we have after we read the book. So if you'll go look on the Collected Fort Worth page, I've got a sign up over there. If you're interested in joining the graphic novel club, the graphic novel only costs $9.99, $10. You can buy it, and then we can go read it, and then we'll have discussions about it. I've got some questions that I've got written out that we can talk about. So I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be a streaming book club. And like I said, the writer will be joining us on the stream.
Cool. That sounds like fun. I love your logo.
Yeah, somebody created that for me.
Yeah, cool. I don't know who. Cool, man. Well, awesome. Well, we're at an hour and 55 seconds here, so we had a pretty good chat today.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I guess
for anybody that tuned in late or wants to go back and rewatch it or anything else, it will be up at the My Comic Con YouTube page. It'll be on there for sure.
Yeah, and if you can, please watch it on the YouTube page. It really helps us out and get views over there, which we really want to try to do and build our viewership. Here is the link for you guys to go check it out on the YouTube page. So please, it's the mycomiccon.com, which is a new website we've launched, which is an online social media network for pop culture and geek culture. It is a place that you can go, and it's mycomicon.com. And it is there so that you can go and check out, basically everybody who's doing everything related to comics and everything else under the sun. I mean, it's a place where there's not a lot of noise, not a lot of politics. There's actually no.
When you get tired of politics and you just want to talk comics, go over there.
Exactly. And go promote yourself. Go build a page for yourself, or if you've got a store, or if you have a comic, or
if you have a blog.
Yeah, somebody asked me today, they're like, well, is it just a place for creators? No, it's a place for people that make comics, who write comics, who read comics, who sell comics, who love comics, and who just want to talk about comics. It is for everybody and everything comic related.
Yep.
So here's a link to the site. If you would, please go register, build yourself a profile, and let's start talking comics.
Yeah.
So there we go. Cool. All right. Well, I guess call it a night.
Call it a night. Tomorrow at 4:00, I have my cell. And then Sunday at what time is yours?
4:00.
Sunday at 4. So
Yep.
Saturday at 4 and Sunday at 4. I'll be at the store Sunday from noon until 3. You'll be at the store tomorrow.
Saturday from noon till 4.
All right. So you can see us in person at those times. You can see us on live Facebook doing sales on the other times. And we just really enjoy the fact that even during this time, we get to stay in touch with everybody.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate you joining us. We'll be back next week on Friday. Maybe we'll have a guest then. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.